Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? I am live. Okay. This is episode 45. Chazz's World of PLEs, MLB, ESPYs, NBA, and the NFL. WWE Gone Wild this weekend. So I have a comment already this evening. Mr. Start Today. Let's show it. Let's get ready to rumble. He's absolutely right. I hope you guys hear me. I hope the video's working. Hope everything is going well. I wasn't sure about this. I have to thank a couple people before anything else. And if he's on, if Brian's on, thank you for help yesterday with the audio. I think we got it. And Beth actually assisted getting me a wire to click into the modem all the way into this room. Hopefully the video will go through without a hitch. If this is the case, that'll work. Everything will go smoothly from now on. Let's hope. Got the Yankee game on right here. It's not looking good right now, guys. Any Yankee fans, 4-1, we're getting our butts kicked. I sound amazing. Thank you, Start Today. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. All right, let's get to number one, business. If you like what you see, like what you hear, click that subscribe button in the right hand corner. It's got the mouth that says Chazz Says Anything. So, like I said, first things first, we got to talk about Money in the Bank. WWE Money in the Bank was in Toronto, Canada. Winner, losers, and the biggest thing that happened, I think more than anything else, results-wise, was John Cena retiring. Okay. I just pressed my phone. Sorry. Okay. So this was crazy that John Cena moment. I'm not reading off anything, so I'll basically go off of what he said. So he's basically retiring, doing a retirement tour, going through 2025, and that it's like they broke it down later to be like 30 to 40 shows all through next year. It doesn't end at WrestleMania. It goes to December of 2025. Thank God for that. Got another comment. Who's the big white guy behind you? He's a stud. That guy right there, that's John Cena. I've had it outside my house. I've had it in my living room. Back when I was in the condo, I had it. Where did I have it in the condo? At the condo, I had it outside on my porch. I've had this for at least 9 or 10 years. It actually scared my boys when they were babies. But now, like it's actually gotten a little bit whiter. It was outside in the sun for too long. So yeah, that's John Cena. I mean, that's why I talking about John Cena having John Cena behind me. I think it kind of fit. So like I said, his retirement is going to be all next year. I'd if you're a wrestling fan, I'd recommend if he's in your area, New York area here specifically, they'll probably have 2 or 3 shows minimum. That's here in the Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. That if he's there, you're gonna want to see that show because it probably will be the last show you'll ever see him at. Like I don't think I saw him when I went in 2007. I went to a SmackDown show and I believe he was on Raw at the time. So like that's a big thing. Like, and it's all year. I mean, he even said right now he's doing Peacemaker season 2. So he's doing that. Once that ends up being done, he'll be back in WWE. And he even said, and I'm glad to hear this. I'm glad he worked it out with WWE and Nick Khan and Triple H or Paul Levesque that he's going to be there at WWE in 2026, whether it be as a scout, someone helping out in the back. Hell, he could be general manager. Like, I'd love to see him as a general manager of something. Like, bring the wrestlers, the big time wrestlers back as general managers. That could be fun. All right, so let's go to the winners. Okay, the winners of the matches. Let's see, got another comment. Woodbridge Brewery has a lot of people there. Maybe one day. Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe maybe one day I could do my podcast there. We'll see. Who knows? If I get a lot more followers, 3,000, that would be nice. I can go to other places. Let's see. Brian's on. Like I said, just catching up. Damn, that got sound on lock and cable. What? Yeah, Beth got a cable from work, so the video should stream. Should be good all the way through. As long as I don't touch this desk, we should be good. Yeah, if I get a little upset, which I'm looking at my phone again, the Yankees are losing 4-1. So, but everything should sound good. I hear me in here. I know I had music on. I'm curious how that music sounded in the beginning. So I'll find out when that happens. But yeah, everything's good. Brian, thank you again. I thanked you in the beginning. I'll thank you again. I do appreciate everything you did yesterday. Okay, let's get back to the banners. So, Money in the Bank matches. Men's winner was Drew McIntyre. Women's winner was Tiffany Stratton. I want to get to those matches. So, the Drew McIntyre won the Money in the Bank, defeating 5 other superstars to secure a guaranteed championship match. Springboard clothesline from Carmelo Hayes into Andrade confirmed that Melo don't miss, but El Idulo, I don't even know how to say that, followed it up with an inverted Spanish fly onto a ladder, which that was really freaking cool. 3 comments, my God. Didn't even click. Start today. I hear you're in here. Yes. Okay. The video looks great. Anytime, man. I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you. Okay. Get back to that. Okay. So Jey Uso in the 6-man of Money in the Bank. Jey Uso and LA Knight found themselves on top of the ladder with yeets and yes. So one's getting yeet, one's getting yeah. Well, I gotta watch this. One's getting yeet, one's getting yeah, one's getting yeet. That was the best part of this whole thing. It wasn't a great total match, but it was good enough. Hayes hit a nothing but net. Gable grabbed the briefcase, but Uso moved up the ladder to get it and knocked him off. Uso then had his hands on it. McIntyre used the ladder like a javelin to send him crashing to the canvas. If Uso had to go out, that's the way to go out. And then Claymore, McIntyre scaled the ladder and became Money in the Bank. Unfortunately, that was not the end of his night, and we'll get to that. But now let's talk about Tiffany Stratton. This was a much better match. To put it lightly, it was a much better match. So now it's officially Tiffy time. If you know her thing, it's Tiffy time. She says that a lot. So Canadian native Chelsea Green tried an innovative approach to get the briefcase down. This was in the beginning. It was very interesting. By jabbing the ladder at every single person, knocking them down. And then she gets on the ladder. One issue about getting on that ladder. She couldn't go up. She's afraid of heights. It was the biggest joke running like the entire part of that match, that she couldn't get herself to go up there. Lyra Valkyra, Io Sky, they locked horns. It was great. Zoe got involved. Obviously, Zoe took out Valkyra. Sky pinned in the corner by the ladder. Stratton used her gymnastics background to walk on the ladder like a balance beam before hitting the Swanton bomb on the 4 superstars outside the ring. This is why Tiffany Stratton, I have no problem with winning. She's that good at this level of wrestling. Like, she was in NXT for too long. She is that damn good. And I hope for a long time that she'll be near the top. She's that good. Naomi did attempt to climb the ladder a couple times. Naomi's going to be in this mix for a while, too. As long as she can. She's up there in age. She's like 37 years old. So she'll be up there. After the chaos, Sky and Stark found the biggest ladder imaginable. The genius of the Sky threw her opponent off the ladder and planted her with a power slam onto another ladder. Ouch. My God. I mean, these girls were crazy. They're absolutely crazy. And then finally, Chelsea Green did get to climb up the rings. She nearly won the match, but Stratton pushed the ladder to send her soaring. Now, preface earlier, she put Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton put 2 tables next to each other on one side. The rule tends to be that when you put up the table, you go through the table. That's the way it's been for a while. Well, it ended up, both people put it up. One of those two was going through it. Tiffany made sure it was Chelsea. And the way Chelsea went through that and didn't get that hurt was amazing. Like, she flew and hit it perfectly to the point where it probably didn't hurt her as much as it could have. And then Tiffany wins the match, and it was pretty eventful. I gotta say, it was pretty eventful for her to win. All right. Next, let me get up to this. Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn defeats Braun Breaker after seemingly wearing Breaker down. Now, if you saw this match, I'll go through it quickly. Breaker was winning this match 85% of the time. Like, Sami looked like he was done. I mean, and after he talked about being an underdog, he was an underdog because he went into this match like Braun Breaker. Hold on. He's a legacy. Braun Breaker is Scott Steiner's nephew and Rick Steiner's son. If you don't know the Steiners, look them up. These guys were beasts. And he's just better. He's already been touted as the fastest guy between the rings. He's going 23 miles an hour between the rings, which is the fastest amongst anybody by minimum 2 miles an hour. And those are smaller people that are going 21 miles an hour. He's a big brute, and he's going 23 miles an hour. It's absolutely insane. Judges up. Let's see if he gets a home run. Okay, so like I said, Sami wore him down. It actually even looked like, as we were watching this, that Braun Breaker had something in his knee. He was limping. Okay, people could see. I think even in the announcers, Michael Cole was saying that he was limping. So, and he looked it. And that's, as soon as Sami hit the haluva kick, that's what he needed to win. He wore him down enough to get him in the corner, hit the haluva kick, and he's done. Like, that was it. Now, he only needed one haluva kick to go down. If I remember correctly, going back to WrestleMania or one of the other PLEs, it took 3 haluva kicks to Jey Uso to go get him down. Just saying. That's 3-1. So that means Jey better than Braun Breaker? Who knows? Okay. Next match. World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest defeated Seth freaking Rollins, but really didn't defeat him. Defeated Drew McIntyre. And let's get into that. So, it's up here somewhere. That's not it. That's it. Okay. So Damian Priest and Rollins destroyed each other back and forth in the ring, every move, blah, blah, blah. You'd have to watch it to see it. So Rollins nearly won the match after countering the champion and hitting a stomp, but the berating Priest, the challenger, was hit by a ring-shaking Razor's Edge. After a superplex Falcon Arrow combo from Rollins, McIntyre indeed cashed in his Money in the Bank contract to make it a triple threat. But CM Punk appeared and attacked McIntyre with a steel chair. Now that whole thing. The beginning of that. After Rollins hits that, referee 1, referee 2, and his hand goes down, but you never hear 3. There was a screw up there. Because literally, that when the arm goes down, McIntyre's music hits. Now, the thought process is when McIntyre's music hits, there's a winner. There wasn't a winner. McIntyre gets in the ring, gives him the suitcase, the briefcase, to the referee saying, I won in the match, or I'm cashing it in. And the referee, knowing that he supposedly didn't get pinned, and tells Samantha Irvin it's now a triple threat match. Why in God's green earth would he want to be in a triple threat match? A match you can lose when you're not even pinned. And you're not even the one. Like, if this is scripted, then that's the script and that's fine. but it's not believable to me, the wrestling fan of 30 years. Well, it's not believable. So, so and I know Triple H, Paul Levesque, he addressed it in the press conference. I saw that on Sunday when I watched it. But did they address it on Monday? Not that I saw. I mean, I was watching hits and stuff. Things were going on last night. Like I said, Brian was helping me with stuff. I didn't watch anything last night. I was just trying to get this show on the road. So this is going to go down for a while, because especially with Drew McIntyre now. He had some issues later on where he pushed Adam Pearce, the general manager, after the show was over on the post show. So he's indefinitely suspended and fined. Supposedly that's a real thing. So we'll see. And then also CM Punk was fined, obviously not suspended, because he's dealing with issues on that end. Comments, let's see. Do you think they will change it to two taps instead of three? Probably not, and I'll tell you why. From what I saw with what happened actually yesterday between Seth and Damian, I was gonna get this on Raw, but I'll do it now because I do have a little bit of Raw stuff to talk about. Damian talked to Seth and basically said, after I'm done with Gunther, I'm reneging on the gentleman's bet, and you want me after Gunther, you name the time, you name the place, we'll do it. And I'm excited for that. It's just because Seth really had him. And I think Damian wants to prove that he didn't have him. So we'll see where that. I don't think that I truly think that if the referee gets a fine or a suspension, they're not going to say that. We're not going to know. So they usually leave that in house, and we won't. I couldn't tell you who that referee was, so I wouldn't know if he wasn't at the show last night or if he'll be there on Friday night. And most wrestling fans like me probably wouldn't know that. You got to be, let's put it this way, you got to be probably Dave LaGreca. Okay, guys like that would know those intricate details because they have the in to know. So my only guess is that he got fined, and I think that would be apropos if he was in the wrong. So we'll see. Last match of the night, which honestly wasn't great. It really wasn't. Okay, another comment. I guess the ref's name was Hernandez. Okay, so see, you're a little bit more in the know than me. I wasn't paying attention to who the referee was. I know who the. See, this is what kills me. I know the faces of the two female referees, and especially there's the white girl and the black girl. And the white girl, I love her to death. She's cute. She's smart. She's with it. She's a great referee. And she's up there with I follow one of the AEW referees. Aubrey, I believe is her name. I follow her, and she's up there with as a good referee too. I just saw that as in Angel Hernandez. Yeah, that was not Angel Hernandez. I promise you that Angel Hernandez would not be the guy doing that. No. Anyway, so let me get to this. I do want to try to get this under an hour and a half. Okay. Beth's already warned me 2 hours. She's gonna kill me again. The Bloodline defeated Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens in a 6-man tag match. I think WWE needs to add that was not a 6-man tag match. It was 4 members of the Bloodline, the new Bloodline, versus 3 top level wrestlers on SmackDown. They got hammered, these 3, and it was, I guess the good guys, the faces have to lose once in a while. I get that, but 4-on-3 at a PLE, I guess I've seen worse. But to make that your main event, like the women's, the Tiffany Stratton winning that should have been the main event. And if That's honestly that makes it to WWE. I love it. But Tiffany Stratton, that her match with those ladies, Io Sky, uh, E- dude, Chelsea Green shocked me. Like I didn't expect anything from her. Didn't know she was Canadian. A lot of things came out from those matches that you just didn't know, or if you don't follow enough, you don't know. And Chelsea Green was not someone I liked. I like her teammate, like Piper Niven. I think she's got a place in WWE. I think she's well on her way to, and she's got the skills as a big girl. She's got the skills. But Chelsea, I wasn't sure. Chelsea just reminded me a little bit of I can't think of her name, the cowgirl that was there. That she became this diva wrestler, and she's not there anymore. Like I that's how much I forgot her. She's not there anymore. Like I said, the Cody Rhodes match, Fatu, he's not a guy to mess with. I'll say that. Fatu, he leveled the playing field. Like he's no joke. I will say this about Solo Sikoa, and not saying that I'm a Roman Reigns fan. Okay, I appreciate what Roman has done as a wrestler to date, but I would have been in the same boat as Paul Heyman. He's not my tribal chief. Solo Sikoa is not even 1/10 of a tribal chief that Roman Reigns was. Solo Sikoa needs bad ass guys that are cutthroat and not wrestlers. Like they fit in this wrestling ring because the rules they play within the rules. But what happens when they cross that line? When they don't play within the rules? You know, maybe at some point we're going to see Hell in a Cell, Sikoa versus American Dream. It's possible. That is absolute. But now I'm also hearing, and I see a lot of it, and this is why I wish I had Jay with me. Jay, I know I pegged you on Facebook. You didn't see it. It is what it is. You're busy. I get it. I keep seeing that either is, and I don't think it's going to be SummerSlam, but it's going to be Survivor Series, that you're going to see 5 men from this new bloodline against Roman Reigns and 4 other men behind him, both being Jimmy and Jey Uso. Two of those other 4. I'd be interested to see who those other 2 are. Are they? That 5th person also might be The Rock on the new bloodline. That's what they're saying. I don't buy The Rock coming back, at least like that. But what other members of the Hanoi family would enter with Roman and the 2 Usos? That would be interesting. I'd be wondering on that. But we'll see. That's for November. There's gonna be a lot of things going on for SummerSlam, so we'll be talking about SummerSlam in probably the next couple weeks. Another comment: the style and profile, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. Well, unfortunately, Charlotte Flair is not here. Look at that. Reef Farby added a story. Of course, like I said, the woman I follow from AEW, she's now on Instagram saying something. But yeah, that right now that line is now Charlotte Flair, not Rick. That's Rick from 10 years ago, minimum at the most. I can't say minimum at the it's 2 of the different things. At the most, it's 10 years ago, because he's too old. Like he moves worse than my father does, and my father was just in the hospital. Ric Flair moves slower than my father. And Ric Flair is, I'm correct, older than my father. My father's 73. I think Rick's closer to 80. Like, he can't move like he used to. Although, on a different note, and it's not on any of this, I did see this on Facebook today, weirdly enough, that congratulations goes out to Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan got married for the 3rd time in his life. So, he's now caught up with me. He married someone who is 45. And yeah, he doesn't look bad for 70 years old, but she looks good for 45. Uh, oh, not, I appreciate that. Yeah, my dad had. I'll say this. My dad did have kidney stones taken out. He had surgery on. Oh, what day was it? Saturday? No, Friday. No, it was Saturday morning. It was Saturday morning. Dad had kidney stones on Saturday morning. Me and Beth went there Saturday night. He was in pretty good spirits. I posted his picture online. Got tons of shout outs praying for my father. I want to say to everybody who does watch, happens to watch this and saw my dad's picture, he's getting better. Thank you for everything you said for him. I didn't mean to surprise a few people who didn't know, but yeah, Dad's been having some issues. So with his kidneys and kidney stones, but he's doing better now. He's home. He's trying to get better. He says he wants to work. We'll see if that happens. Anyway, as I was saying, okay, so Bloodline, I think I said they just systematically just took everybody out. So what happened on Raw? Let's go through this quick because, like I said, I didn't watch it. I watched snippets, but I do want to get to what happened at the end. So, am I missing something? Yes, I did. I didn't move that up correctly. Okay. So last night, CM Punk engaged in a shocking war of words with Seth freaking Rollins. That wasn't a surprise going forward. Jey Uso defeats Chad Gable. No surprise there. Bronson Reed defeats Pete Dunne with Sheamus interrupting after the match. Apparently, Bronson Reed decided to go overboard. No surprise there. Sheamus comes in. This Sheamus Bronson Reed thing's going to go on for a little bit. Braun Breaker assaulted Sami Zayn. Ilya Dragunov actually helped Sami into the back. There's a picture of that. Very interesting. Then the Judgment Day defeated Braun Strowman and Awesome Truth. My guess, R-Truth had something to do with them losing. Just a thought. Because Braun Strowman should kick all these guys' butts, including Carlito. Like Carlito, no. Not someone that he should have not been hurt by. And then Uncle Howdy revealed his family. The family being the Wyatt Six. SICKS, like in you're sick. I mean, that's what I watched the horror that they're trying to purvey in these videos. It's not cheesy, but it's not horrific either. They're trying to keep it in the middle so they don't scare too much, but they keep it enough where it's scary, where it's semi-evil. That's what they're trying to purvey. And I get it. That was The Undertaker. That was Kane. That was the semi-evil stuff. Ooh, with Paul Bearer. Ooh, I have all that stuff. Yeah, that's what happened. It's been happening since the late '80s about the horrificness of evil. So, Uncle Howdy and his family, the Wyatt Six, came out. Also, Ilya defeated Braun Breaker in a match, but it was by DQ. Obviously, Braun Breaker again going nuts. I guess this match must have happened because Ilya helped out Sammy. Then Damage Control defeats Lyra, Valkyria, Katana Chance, and Caden Carter. It seemed like the first half was the faces were winning. The second half that the heels were winning. That's what this looks like for Raw. I mean, it's almost like that we're gonna split this 50-50. And Paul Levesque said the faces win the first half, the first hour and a half. The second hour and a half is the heels. That's what it sounds like to me. And then Dirty Dominic and Liv Morgan, why he'd want to team up with her in the first place was forced with her again to defeat Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega because Liv kind of cheated. Somehow the referee didn't see her, and Liv knocked out Rey Mysterio. Zelina was off, being hurt somewhere. And then at the end, and I watched this, and it happened after Dominic and Liv won. Okay, I'll get to the comment. Before I get into this. Of course I remember the Bushwhackers, dude. A fan like me, who has been a fan since WrestleMania 1, but didn't see it. I don't think I saw any of them until I saw it had to be in the 20s, live. I never saw 1 through 20 ever because it was just, I could never get a chance to see it. But I was back then with Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Bushwhackers, Coco Beware, all those guys. Ultimate Macho Man into Ultimate Warrior. I was so into that. Saturday morning wrestling, Friday night wrestling, USA, NBC. That was me all over that. Now Rhea Ripley comes out. Now, real life Rhea Ripley's married. Dominic Mysterio's married. But they have this little character thing going where they're kind of together. Well, she comes out and just stares at him in that look of what a goth woman would look at you, and that's what she would look like. That was the look you got from the goth woman that you pissed off. So let's see another comment. You saw Andre Hacksaw, dude. You're the man. If you saw those guys, that's pretty cool. That's a good see. My one WWE match I went to, I saw, what's his name? Well, Chris Benoit, who was he was actually, I saw Chris Benoit, who was a face back then in 2007. I remember one named, and I can't think of it. There's a skinny black guy, and I can't remember around that time. He was a heel, and I actually got on TV and I found it. It was a 2007 SmackDown. I was there and I'm chanting at him. I forget who it was now. I think he was actually managing the big African guy. Obo? Oh no, I don't know. So I'm forgetting. Maybe start today if you remember who I'm talking about. Like it was I think it was one name. He had one name too. It wasn't like it was a two-name name. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue right now. I'm sure I'll get it later. Anyway, so that's good. I talked 30 minutes on WWE. That's impressive. And it starts today. I think I got you alone on that. Okay. So, little humanitarian thing I wanted to do since it's been the big thing going, for last month? No, last week, I mean, was Hurricane Beryl reaches Category 5 and hit Texas. Earliest ever an Atlantic storm was recorded in history. After hitting Texas at a Category 1, the remnants are on its way. Right now, the remnants are in St. Louis and going to go through the western part of Pennsylvania into the central Pennsylvania. So my kids are going to get a shellacking from whatever is the remnants of Beryl. It may not hit New Jersey. Weirdly enough, if it does, it's going to be far west and north New Jersey, supposedly, according to what everybody's saying. So if the weathermen are correct, we're only going to see a smattering or almost nothing of this because there's some tropical thing in the Atlantic Ocean right now, which is actually stirring and giving us some rain coming from the east. So not to be your meteorologist of the day, but that's what everything I heard in the last, let's say, 12 hours of weather. Junkyard dog, oh, dude. Yes, absolutely, junkyard dog. Anyway, I even knew. Okay, I can't say I knew. I actually was in the same area as because we live in this. We lived because he's not alive anymore. In the same area. It wasn't It wasn't. It wasn't Bundy. It wasn't. It wasn't. Another one it's gonna blow my mind that I don't know his name. I think it wasn't Hillbilly. No. Yeah, I'll get it. He was playing softball near where I actually grew up in Eatontown with a buddy of mine, Vito Ruffino, on Vito's team playing softball. So that's how I met him, and of course it just bothers me that I don't know his name. Okay, so again, Hurricane Beryl. Hope everybody's okay down in Texas. If anybody in Texas watches, maybe you're remembering who I'm talking about. No, not AJ, not AJ Kong. No, it's a more. I want to say a '90s wrestler. He was a white guy, white guy wrestler. He was on the heavy side. Like I said, he's not King Kong Bundy. That was a big dude. And this guy only wrestled in WWF. He didn't wrestle in WCW or anything like that. He was only in WWF. But he was from New Jersey, and it just bothers me. I can't remember his name. But keep coming with the comments if you know something, if you can guess something. Like I said, it'll come to me at some point, probably the end. Okay, so let me get out of WWE. MLB heading to the All Star break on July 15th to the 17th. The starters and reserves are known on paper. Who's better? Well, let me get out of this Yankee game. Go to my notes. I have it in my notes for episode 45. Okay. All-Star starters. We got Vladimir Guerrero, first base. Jose Altuve, second base. Gunnar Henderson from the Orioles. Shortstop, Jose Ramirez from the Guardians at third. Our two Yankees that are going to be starters, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto in the outfield with Stephen Kwan, also from the Guardians. Adley Rutschman, catcher, and Yordan Alvarez from the Astros for DH. Okay, for the NL starters. Now, as far as I know, he'll be back because he's off the IL today. Bryce Harper, first base, NL All-Star. Ketel Marte, second base from the Diamondbacks. Trey Turner from the Phillies, shortstop. Alec Baum from third base from the Phillies. So, 3 Philly infielders. That's a little insane. Well, they are in first place, though. I mean, they got to get their due credit. They are in first place. And probably, I think right now, better than the Yankees and Orioles in record. So they're in first place in Major League right now. For outfield, Jurickson Profar from the Padres, Christian Yelich from the Brewers, Fernando Tatis Jr. from the Padres. Fernando is on the IL. I know this because he's on my fantasy baseball team. So he's on the IL right now. And comment. Earthquake. No, that's a good one. That's a good one. No. How can I explain? He kind of looks like Big Show, but he's shorter and as big, and he's kind of like King Kong Bundy, like in that form. But wow. Like, this is where I need Vito right now to tell me who it was. Like, he would absolutely know who this guy is. Okay, so like I said, I lost what I was saying. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so, and then the catcher for the NL All-Stars is William Contreras from the Brewers. So it's 3 Phillies and 2 Brewers. Go figure. And the Brewers, like I said, they're okay, but like Christian Yelich, he might be not in his prime anymore. And of course, the DH was probably the top vote getter next to Judge, Shohei Ohtani at DH. Okay, I got reserves and pictures. Oh, that's right. In my pictures, I have reserves. So, nope, not doing that. I got to go to my pictures from a couple days ago. A lot of pictures here. Nope, not that. Let's see. Okay. American League reserve pitchers. We got Tyler Anderson, Corbin Burns, Emmanuel Chase, Garrett Crochet, Logan Gilbert, Clay Holmes from the Yankees, Tanner Houck, Beth will hate this one, Seth Lugo, Kansas City, Mason Miller from the A's, he's the closer, Kansas City's Cole Ragans, Detroit's Tariq Skubal, and Texas Rangers Kirby Yates. That's the American League pitchers. National League pitchers. Tyler Glasnow from the Dodgers. Hopefully he's better because he just went on the IL. Or he's out today. His next date of pitching is July 12th. Which, if it's July 12th, he may only pitch. He may not pitch at all. He might only pitch one game. I don't know. One inning. I don't know if he's going to pitch. If he's that top stud of a pitcher, he may not pitch. You got Ryan Helsley from St. Louis, Jeff Hoffman from the Phillies, Shota Imanga from the Cubs. Okay, that's a long name and I can't see it. Reynaldo Lopez from the Braves. Chris Sale from the Chris Sale is actually on the doing well now, and he got a nod for reserve. Tanner Scott, no surprise there. Crossing my fingers. Let me get in the screen. Crossing my fingers, we get Tanner Scott, the Yankees, and I'll hopefully talk about that next week. Paul Skeens, Pittsburgh. I'd love to see him in 3 years, but that kid's a stud. Like, I talked about him before, when he first came up. Watch out for Paul Skeens. He's going to be one of the top 3, if not this year, next year, pitchers in this league. We got Matt Stram from the Phillies, Ranger Suarez from the Phillies, Robert Suarez from the Padres, Logan Webb from the Giants, and Zach Wheeler from the Phillies. Phillies actually have 7 players on the NL team. We have another comment. Let's see. Nope, not Tugboat either. Earthquake and Tugboat, if I'm correct, we're tag team partners. If I'm correct. So I'm gonna have to go back on New Jersey Wrestlers. I want to Google that. Why did that do that? Okay, never mind. So American League reserves. So the hitters. Let's see. You got another comment. The one-man gang, Akeem. No, I said okay, white guy. Akeem's not white. It's a white guy. Not a black guy, a white guy. There is a difference. American League reserves. We got Carlos Correa. I'm shocked he even got in because he doesn't have the greatest numbers. Rafael Devers. He has the greatest numbers against the Yankee pitchers in Yankee Stadium. I don't know about everywhere else. Jaron Duran. He's also pretty good. He was a good talk. When they were on ESPN on Sunday night. David Fry from the Guardians, Riley Green from the Tigers, Josh Naylor from the Guardians. I had a joke there, but I can't say it on this. Isaac Paredes, Tampa Bay, Salvador Perez. The man is honestly he doesn't age. I think he's like 35 or 37. Like, he's a catcher and he's still doing it. Good for him. Marcus Semien, Texas Rangers, Kyle Tucker. Is that the Houston Astros? I think it is. Yes, it is. Houston Astros. And then Bobby Witt Jr. from the Kansas City Royals. A couple guys from Kansas City, Salvador and Bobby Witt. That's a pretty good future there, I gotta say. Another comment. Bam. That's it. You got it. Bam Bam Bigelow. That's the guy. Yes. That I couldn't think of his name. That is the guy. See, you finally figured it out. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tries. Good job. 5 tries. Don't recommend going on Jeopardy, though. Kidding. I'm just kidding. Yes. Absolutely, Hart. Absolutely. So, did I lose it already? I did. So, who do I think? I mean, again, this doesn't matter in the long run for who wins or loses this game. It's going to be hard for the American League not to lose this game. They got some really heavy hitters. So we'll see. I'd say American League wins, but that's just my thought. But they play next week, so we're going to have a little more time. I'm probably not even going to talk about it. I'll just reiterate that the game is actually... Oh, shoot. The game will be going on when I'm doing my next podcast. I just realized that. Okay. We will be talking about the Home Run Derby, though, and I'm going to talk about that right now. Home Run Derby participants. I think we have 6 right now. It figures I don't know my passcode. No. There we go. So, Home Run Derby. Had that. I actually had 5. Yep. I have 5 and there is a 6th. Let's see your comment real quick. Don't hate. Dude, I'm not hating. Let's put it this way. I've taken the Jeopardy to anytime test. I didn't pass. And I'm pretty smart. It's not an easy test. And Beth, she's even smarter than me. And she's not gotten it on, at least on the first try. So, and I'm going to talk about Beth a little bit later near the end. I don't actually have it here, but I do want to talk about her. So that's not a cue to stick around. So, home run derby participants. I had it up. I got to go back. I take a lot of pictures every day, guys, just so you know. Anyway, okay, so I talked about Henderson. Gunnar Henderson is going to be one of the participants. Alec Baum from the Phillies, another one. Someone who's not an all-star. I don't think I said his name, and I don't think he's an all-star. Yeah, he's not an all-star as far as I know. Pete Alonso coming back again to hit. Bobby Witt Jr. and Marcell Ozuna and somebody else today, and I wish I didn't take a picture of that one. Yeah, that was Monday, July 8th. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, go down. I don't think I took a picture of the other one. It was on Facebook, and I don't remember if I saw it. There is a sixth person. You know what? I'm on ESPN. Hold on a second. Let's go to MLB. What do we see? That home run derby. Okay, who's the slugger to beat? This should probably tell me. Let's see. Gunnar Henderson, like I said, 27 home runs. His longest is 430 feet. Alec Baum, 11 home runs. 427 feet is his longest this year. Pete Alonso, 18 home runs, 446 this year. Bobby Witt, 15 home runs. His longest, 468. And Bobby Witt doesn't look like he can hit a home run. So that 468, that's pretty damn far. Marcell Ozuna, Atlanta Braves, 23 home runs, 446 feet. The last one, here's the one I didn't know. Jose Ramirez, Cleveland Guardians, 23 home runs, 436 feet is his longest this year. Out of those six, I think the favorite right now, and I obviously I have to say it now because I don't know who the other two are, and God help me if it's Judge, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's Pete. I think Pete wins again, and that makes Mets fans happy. That'll make Beth very happy if Pete wins. He's got experience. They're going to a different format in this, which is going back to the old format, one of the old formats. So I think Pete can win in either format. Like, he knows how to stay, level. It's very similar to a bowler in a tournament that, let's say you bowl your way in and you're the first seed, okay? But there's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 going, okay? So it's called a step ladder. And he's been in those. He knows how to pace himself. It's a matter of pace. Like, and I'll give an example. I did this with my daughter, my stepdaughter, when she was bowling back in the day when she was in New Jersey. She ended up being a number 1 seed out of the 6 bowlers that actually bowled in this tournament. Weirdly enough, the one bowler that missed out is probably one of the best bowlers out there right now that's not a professional. His name is Joey Ocello Jr. If you hear of Joey Ocello Jr., that's a pro bowler to know if he goes that route. Like, he's a man now. He's not even a boy. To me, he's a boy, but he's now a man who has more bowling balls than I, Beth, and Nate have sneakers and shoes. Like, I'd say out of the allotment of shoes and sneakers that Beth, I, and my stepson Nate have are like, let's say 50, okay? He has more bowling balls than we have shoes. That being said, Joey Ocello Jr., you now got on my podcast. Anyway, so I'd say Pete Alonso is the winner until somebody knocks him off. I think he didn't play last year, so he didn't lose anything. So we'll see. I mean, he's now, why he might not win, this is what they're saying. He's in the midst of something of a down season. That is true. 18 home runs at this point, where Judge has 32. It's not the biggest thing, but one of the biggest culprits that has been a rise in ground ball rate. He's hit a lot of ground balls. So think about it this way: he's not going to get pitches where he's swinging down. He's going to get pitches where he can swing up, And I forget where they're in no, I don't even know where they're at. Kansas City or where the hell is this at? Texas. Oh, okay, they're in Texas. I might actually put money on this now. Pete Alonso's winning. It's in Texas. It's going to be steamy hot. He's going to get at least 20 in one of those rounds. I'm telling you right now, at least 20. Comment: is it about Pete or is it something else? Bowling kingpin Bill Murray. I'm better than him, dude. Joey's definitely better than him. Joey's a stud. Joey is a stud. Anyway, home run derby participants, like I said, I just told you, we'll keep it at that. All Star snubs. This is by Greg Lack. I'll say Lack. I don't think that's his name, but I'll say Lack. So he thinks there are 10 snubs. This is it, right? Nope, this is it. Wrong one. Sorry. Wrong sheet. Did I not do that one? I probably didn't do that one. So I don't usually get too much from the USA Today. So he's got 10 different guys. Let's see those 10 guys. I'm not going to go through his old Globe Life stuff. Brent Rooker from the Oakland A's, low-key star of the Midsummer Classic, driving in a run for the AL last year. Last year? Maybe he was probably an All-Star last year. Okay, so they missed him. This guy probably could have been Anthony Santander, and that's how you say it, Santander. Baltimore, he's got 23 home runs, most of any player not on his squad. That's pretty impressive. 23 home runs by now. Ronel Blanco, let's see, he's 30 years old. He's a pitcher, pitching 2.3 to a 2.53 ERA. That's pretty good. Shocked he's not on. Did I miss somebody? No. Okay. Oh, they just added to Blanco. Okay. Kenley Jansen, Boston. Yeah, Kenley Jansen's pretty good. Even though at 36 years old, he's converted 17 of 18 save chances. He probably could have been an all-star. He might still be. I mean, depends on injuries. For the National League, Christian Walker from the Diamondbacks. If I'm correct, I thought he was one of those last year against Texas in the World Series that was doing really well. He has decent numbers. He's got 22 home runs and no OPS of 853. Unfortunately, he's just not big enough, I guess, in his bracket of where he plays his position. Christopher Sanchez, Philadelphia Phillies. Okay, whoever he is. Trevor McGill, I'm almost positive he used to play for the Mets. Then they elected Yelich and Contreras. McGill has been nails 18 of 19 games where he's pitched with a .99 whip. Pretty damn impressive. 2 more to go, and then I'll get to the comment. Mason Wynn, St. Louis Cardinals. 8th among NL position players in wins above replacement, and only C.J. Abrams among healthy shortstops. Interesting. Mason Wynn will probably be a big guy next year. And last, from one of the worst teams in the MLB, we got Jake Irvin, Washington Nationals. Tough to ignore Abrams and the Nationals' lone representative. Tough to clamor for one more bid, but from the 4th place team. But if Irvin is the club's greatest success story of this year, with a 2.80 ERA, ranking 5th in the NL, and a 1.00 WHIP, trailing only All-Stars Chris Sale, Glasnow, and Wheeler. Well, that's a name, Jake Irvin, that we'll probably remember at some point. So I'm probably not doing that one. It has to do with the All-Stars. Okay. So let's get to your comment. Green looks good on you. Oh, I appreciate that, dude. Yeah. Oh, I am Irish. I decided to wear a polo today for some reason. Unfortunately, this is not helping the Yankees. Oh, well, they're down 4-3. Let's get back to watching them. Hold on a second. Play. Uh-oh. Why are we back? Oh, some of the game's not over. The game might be over. That's not good. Okay. What was I saying next? Let's see. Okay. MLB trade deadline is coming up July 31st. Let me get to MLB. Let me just go to MLB. And then the MLB draft is the Sunday before the All Star Game, which will be very interesting to watch. I'm curious on how that goes. What other comment do we got from Mr. Start today? So the Yankees have a City Connect? Yes, they do. I've seen it. I'm not a big fan of City Connect. It's a money grub for the teams. I like the logos or the two away and home jerseys we got. I'm not a big fan of City Connect. I mean, for some teams, I get it more than others. Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Boston's is disturbing. So that I if I can get a free one, I'd be okay with it. I'm not paying. I'm not paying for a City Connect jersey. I'm just not doing it. That's that. Okay, so let's get to the trade deadline. There's a article, MLB trade deadline. Bad teams can't wait to deal these veterans. I'm curious, who are these veterans that they're talking about? It's from Jorge Castillo, ESPN staff writer. The veteran outfielder has been dealt within 48 hours of the deadline 3 different times. I'm guessing they mean in the last 5 years. In 2018, St. Louis traded Tommy Pham. Oh, they're talking about Tommy Pham. St. Louis traded Tommy Pham to the Tampa Bay Rays. 4 years later, Cincinnati traded him to the Boston Red Sox after he signed a 1-year contract. Last season, the Mets traded him to the Arizona Diamondbacks, where he signed a 1-year deal. So yeah, Tommy Pham. I guess he's a guy that you could trade for, but honestly, if I'm the Yankees, no. So Mets, I don't think they want him back. So if anybody else, the other 28 teams want him, if he makes your team better, go for it. Tommy Pham. You know who he might make better, and it could go. He could go back to Pittsburgh. It's not a bad team. Pittsburgh could be scary, sneaky. O'Neill, and they got McCutcheon back. When I say O'Neill, that's his first name, not his last name. They got Skeens. Like, Skeens is still undefeated. 11 games. He's 5-0, 6-0. They're going to be sneaky good. Watch Pittsburgh. They're gonna, if they're not up there in September in the top 7 teams in the NL, I'll be shocked. I will really be shocked. So San Diego Padres think that they have him, right? We're next on. Yeah, I think he's with San Diego. No, maybe not. I don't know. Not giving me anything. I should have probably read this beforehand. Tim Anderson, Senzel. Yeah, I probably should have read this. Okay, so they say Pham is he's playing with Chicago now. So yeah, he could be a trade piece for somebody out of the Chicago White Sox, who also could trade Paul DeJong, shortstop. DeJong is 30, signed for $1.75 million. If he wants to play second base for the Yankees, I'm good with that. Eric Fedde, another pitcher from the White Sox. I picked this guy up, so I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, he becomes a Yankee. I'd love it if he goes. That means I'll have 3 or 4 Yankees on my roster for my fantasy team. So I'm hoping Fedde gets traded to the Yankees. That would be great. 31 years old. It says we're bending the rules a bit here because Fedde signed a 2-year contract over the winter after a dominant season in Korea. But Fedde, 31, also fits the criteria pitching for a franchise that is a lot longer than 2 years away from the postseason. That's the New York Yankees. We're 2 years away. We're less than 2 years. We're this year. You put Fedde on the Yankees, we're getting 95 wins. We're with the roster we have, we're getting 95 wins. Fedde will get us the possibility of going 6-7 innings every game. I hope somebody from Cashman's team is listening. Got to get Fedde. Don't trade Spencer Jones. Anybody else on our roster, including whatever catchers that are in AAA and AA, that's how you get Fetty, so be it. But do not trade Spencer Jones. Seriously, don't do that. Oh man, I'm at an hour. Hopefully, I can get it under an hour and a half. All right, Mr. Yankees beat. In my emails, let's find Mr. Hawk. It came yesterday. There it is. So before Rice beats Sox, the Yanks beat them to him. So here's a little story about Mr. Ben Rice. Long before Ben Rice left his mark on one of the sport's great rivalries by becoming the first Yankees rookie to hit 3 home runs in a game. Yes, that happened this week. That was amazing when I watched it. He was part of the different tug of war between the Bombers and their historic competitors. Growing up at the shore in the shore side of New England, town of Cohasset, Massachusetts, Rice was very much in enemy territory, frequently wearing his beloved old-school Yankees dugout jacket in an ocean of Red Sox paraphernalia, the ocean being his family. Ben Rice cuts the deficit to 2-run. Oh, so Ben Rice hit his 5th. All right, Ben. Talking about you, and you hit a 2-run home run. Very nice. Anyway, not only did he once scrawl Yankees rule on the right field pesky pole, I'd be curious when that happened at Fenway Park, but Rice's allegiance would be put to the test as a promising ball player at Dartmouth when he fielded interest from both teams. He says he had a chance to get drafted by them, being the Yankees and the Red Sox. This is actually true. It was either going to be the Red Sox or the Yankees, probably that picked me. Those were the teams that I knew liked me the most. Okay. To Rice's delight, the Yankees did beat Boston to the punch, selecting Rice in the 12th. He lasted to the 12th round. So any time before that, Boston could have picked him up. I'm curious in 2021 who Boston thought was better than Ben Rice. Just wondering. But the Yankees took him in the 12th round. Just 3 short years later, Rice was rounding the bases for the 3rd time against the Red Sox in the Bronx on Saturday afternoon, joining Lou Gehrig back in 1925 as the only other Yankee to drive in 7 runs in a single game. It's a great story. But you know what would be better? If this is a great story in a historic run. Yankees need to win this year in 2024. If they win, this story of Ben Rice and how he was another homegrown kid, could this be the next homegrown core 4? Maybe. But you got to win to do it. And that's my take from this. You can't use this story if you lose in the Game 6 of the championship series. You have to win it all. You have to figure out what you need to do to win. You know what? I'm going to quote Herm. This might be my tagline for the day. You play to win the game. Right? You play to win the game. There, I said it twice. Comments. I agree, Chazz. It would be a love story. It would be a love story. Absolutely a love story. Like, this, not saying he's Derek Jeter, but he's Ben Rice. He's the next Derek Jeter. And he plays first and catcher. Like, but he doesn't even have to play catcher. I'd be great if we brought another, and I'm not saying I want to trade Jose Trevino, but I kind of do. If you can trade for a pitcher or somebody else with Trevino, you keep Wells. Austin Wells will be your starter. He's a lefty. He can hit righties. That means you bring a righty up or someone who could do both. That's where you still keep Rice at first. What I said about bringing Vlad, probably not what I want to do now, unless Stanton is out for longer. Stanton's out for longer. Go get Vlad. He could be your DH and also play first, so Ben can actually rest every once in a while. Another comment. It would be a slow dance. Okay, now we're talking about dancing. Maybe when Dancing with the Stars comes out, we'll talk about dancing. Okay. Yeah, it's 4-3. Okay, so that 2-run home run by Ben Rice made it a 1-run game. Yankees are still losing 4-3. All right, so that's the Yankees beat. I will talk about the Mets beat because I really should in this area where I live and the woman that I'm married to and love. I should talk about the Mets. So, welcome back to the Mets Beat newsletter. Yes, okay. See, I don't know why Anthony DeComo's got to say that. A closer. Hello. Woo-hoo. Let's say it with the sentence. A closer look at the Mets ASG. What's an ASG? The Mets All Star Game. Exclusions, yes. Could be assistant something too. But anyway. So he starts off with, I'm not a big fan of the word snub, which tends to be a popular noun this time of year. Well, it's the truth. A snub is a snub is a snub. Anyway, each July, fans across the league express surprise that certain players didn't make the All-Star team. Sometimes the criticism is fair, sometimes it's not. I just gave you the 10 that the other guy thought from MLB Network, or USA Today, actually. I could not pronounce his name. Lacques. Forget it. I'm not even trying. So he does say, I do think it's appropriate, however, to discuss the candidates of several Mets that are merely one of them. He says Pete Alonso, not going to Texas. Oh, no. Wait. I do. Mets, after merely one of them, Pete Alonso received the green light to go to Texas. So I guess he is on the team, but I didn't see him. I didn't say him. At least I don't think I did. Alonso was one of 6 National League players with at least 18 home runs and had a credible case to make them make the NL team. I guess he did not, but I guess he's saying he should have received the green light. Okay, I'm reading him wrong. Tacked on the fact that he's a 2-time home run derby, so I was right on that. He won twice. He can win again 3 times. I think there's only 2 other people, including Griffey, who's done it 3 times. Again, he's scheduled to take part in this event this year, and it's easy to see why Alonso made the cut. But the Mets did have several other worthy candidates, 2 of them who have expressed public disappointment that they didn't earn inclusion, with the caveat that All-Stars get added every year as various players drop because of injuries. These 3 in particular seem worthy of discussion. Francisco Lindor, I kind of agree, and let's see why. If there is indeed a shortstop snub in the NL, it's because Cincinnati's Ellie De La Cruz is an electrifying talent who made the team as a reserve. And who he lost to is Trey Turner. So Francisco does kind of get snubbed out of that. Now, if there's not enough people at second, you could put Francisco at second. Although that snubs the second baseman on your Mets team. But, just saying. Trey Turner and Ellie De La Cruz, I kind of get. Ellie's the stud right now. And he's a good stud. He destroyed the Yankees. We couldn't stop him if we put cement on his feet. He still would have beat half the throws that he beat. And there's also saying numbers suggesting that he could be the second best offensive shortstop in the NL behind Mookie Betts, who's an unworthy All-Star, and I agree with that. He's had it down here, plus he's been hurt. So that would take Mookie Betts out of that. Then there's C.J. Abrams, who posted a significantly higher OPS. This is where we get into the little analytics that shouldn't always count. It should be what you see, not what you read. But anyway. And then, okay, that's the AL he's talking about. Second one, Brandon Nimmo. I kind of agree with this one. I've seen a lot of Nimmo over the last couple of weeks, if not month. And I agree that he should take some consideration if there's another outfielder. They're saying, oh, damn, Somerset lost to Erie 5-4. Oh, well. Anyway. Yeah, I guess I get the Somerset Patriots now, since I've been going to the Somerset Patriots game, which I'll talk about in a minute. That was a really good game on July 3rd. Torey Lovello said that he could bring him up because if there's other outfield positions he needs. Jackson Merrill was probably the best one. I think I just picked him up for my outfield. Jackson Merrill is pretty good over there in San Diego. So I see why he's there. And then I'm not sure I agree with this one. Mets fans, if you want to bust my you-know-what on this, he used to be a Yankee, and I kind of disliked him then, and I'm glad he's with you guys. And he's done well with you, but he's not done that well. He says Luis Severino, before last start, he's allowed 7 earned runs. Okay, that's fair. Severino seemed to be a reasonable bet to make the roster. Well, there's a lot better pitchers. Skeen's done better in the last month and a half than Severino's done in a year, or half a year. So, let's be fair. And Skeens, if I'm correct, is a reserve. He didn't even make the All Star team as a starter, so he's a reserve. So those are the 3. I don't buy that at all. All right, it's 9:10. So this has already started. Episode 2 tonight on Max. I watched episode 1 last week. I have an issue, not with the Giants, with the people criticizing the Giants, the athletes criticizing the Giants. It was a Eagles wide receiver. Could have been A.J. Brown. Said that and if you guys watch this, if you watch the Giants, if you Hard Knocks, if you didn't, I'm giving a little spoiler. I apologize, but this was bothersome because of the statements that were said by the Eagles, A.J. Brown. And forgive me if it's not A.J. Brown, but he basically said that, oh well, they did him wrong. The Giants did Saquon Barkley wrong. Did A.J. Brown forget that football is a business? From what I saw, they did everything right with Saquon. They let him have free agency because he was worth it for someone. And if we could match it, we would try to match it. And when I say we, I say it's the Giants. We could match it. The next episode tonight is going to be probably the time where we hear him go to the Eagles. Now, I'm okay. It is what it is. I'm not wearing green because of that either, dude. By the way, it's not. It has nothing to do with the Eagles. It's just I look good in this. Pat myself on the back. But like I said, he did. I'm sorry. Saquon is in the right place for him, and that's fine. It hurt that day. It hurt that Beth called me to tell me before I even knew about it. She'll be like shocked that I remember that. She called me up in my locker room as I'm changing from work. I just got done with work. I was changing my clothes. She calls me and tells me, guess who's an Eagle? Saquon. I'm like, I said, honest to God, this is what I said to her. This is how you know I'm a sports geek, freak, whatever. I said to her, what's your source? I said, what's your source? Because I needed to know where she heard this. If she had heard it on Facebook, not a good source. If she heard it from SNY, not a good source. If she heard it from ESPN, Bleacher Report, better source. I have certain people that are better sources than others. They're ranked up here. I don't spout them off. Oh, let's see the comment. I agree with you about the free agent. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's the absolute truth. I mean, I know it's an opinion, but like it was meant to be. And even one of the scouts, if you watch it, Shane asked the room. There's like a bunch of scouts and different people from the Giants organization, and one of the scouts says he's going to the Giants, he's going to the Eagles or the Cardinals, or he said Eagles and Cowboys. I'm not sure which. It was the C word. I'd have to watch it back. I don't want to watch it back for one scene. I think he said Eagles and Cardinals, and he got it right. It was Eagles. So I think tonight's going to be that plus the draft is my guess. So that's going to be fun because I was jacked up for the draft. I think that was one of my last times I did a podcast before the draft. I could be wrong. No. It was 3 weeks before the draft. It was my last podcast before I went on my hiatus for doing wedding stuff. Um, so yeah, it's going to be a good one. I can't wait to watch it, and I can't wait to talk about it. All right, this is actually sad news in the football world. I got the article. Minnesota Vikings rookie Kyrie Jackson amongst 3 killed in a car accident. According to Maryland State Police, Jackson was the front passenger in a Dodge Charger that was part of a 3-car collision in Upper Marlboro, and this was in Maryland. Was pronounced dead at the scene by emergency medical personnel, according to an MSP news release. Isaiah Hazel and Anthony Lighton Jr. were also killed in the crash. The 3 of them were high school football teammates at Dr. Henry A. Wise Jr. High School in Maryland. The Vikings, in a statement, said, "We are devastated by the news of Kyrie Jackson's death following the overnight car accident. While we work together to gather more information, we have spoken to Kyrie's family and offer the support of the Minnesota Vikings. We have also communicated the news to Vikings players, coaches, and staff have offered counseling for those who need emotional support. Our thoughts are with Kyrie's family, friends, teammates, and coaches, as well as all the victims of the tragic accident. All 3 of the deceased were traveling in the Charger, which was struck by a silver Infiniti headed northbound on Route 4 Pennsylvania Avenue, according to police. The preliminary investigation indicates that the Infiniti, driven by Corey Klingman, struck the Charger first and then the Chevrolet Impala after, attempting to change lanes at a high rate of speed. The Charger then traveled off the side of the road, struck multiple tree stumps before coming to rest, according to the release. Hazel, who was driving the Charger, was also pronounced deceased at the scene, according to police. Lighton Jr. was seated in the rear and transported to the University of Maryland Capital Region Medical Center, where he was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Investigators believe alcohol may be contributing to the circumstances in the fatal crash. Of course, that doesn't say who. It doesn't say which car. The NFL family is deeply saddened and devastated by the passing of the Vikings rookie. This league said in the statement, "Our thoughts and condolences." And I didn't get the rest of that page. Okay. So, very sad day on what day was that? The 6th. Today is the 9th, so 3 days ago. Very sad. Very, very sad. Let me get to NFL. So next, and I didn't mean to make it somber, but it was something that needed to be talked about. This popped up. Brandon Ayuk trade proposals, 3-way deal. Let me see here. I didn't see more Rays winning. Of course, I wasn't watching. I was actually reading. Go figure. Let's see. Is it in the top headlines? It is not. So, I thought I saw this on ESPN. Maybe I didn't. Nah. Okay. Well, I'll say this on Brandon Ayuk and a trade proposal. I think it would be stupid for San Francisco to do that. Like, if you could get really good players back on defense or a better quarterback, although I think they're happy with their quarterback in San Francisco. I don't know. I wouldn't trade him. I tell you this much. I wouldn't trade him if I had him at fantasy. I'm not trading him. I wouldn't trade him at all. Even if it was a 3-way deal. I wouldn't do it. All right. So that's my little talk on that. Wimbledon. Sweet 16. Big losses today. Let's take a quick look. Despite losses, Wimbledon a success for Americans Navarro and Paul. So Tommy Paul, Carlos Alcaraz, they're all winners. They're both winners. So Paul was not. Who is this Paul dude? Alcaraz beat Paul. That's whoever Paul is. So Coco Gauff is out, beat by American Emma Navarro. Jasmine Pollerini is surging. Became the first Italian woman in open air to advance to the semifinals. Good for her. Emma Navarro. Well, she's cute. She's 23 though. Way too young for me. Let's see another comment. Did you hear anything about the Falcons? Not much. I could go back to NFL real quick and see, but I don't see anything for Falcons, honestly. Let's see. League leaders. This is what's listed on ESPN right now. Who will be the number one pick 2025? They're reaching for that one. Top 10 DTs. Jets push win now mantra. 5 teams destined for fantasy rushing. Okay, that's fantasy, so that's not any teams, period. NFL Nation. Carson Wentz embracing new role as Patrick Mahomes' backup. Wow. If I didn't have enough stuff, I would have done that, but that's interesting. This came out today. I saw this, even though it says 2 days ago. Why Aiden Hutchinson says the Lions are ready for the Super Bowl. I saw that a little bit on ESPN, and you know what? If they have the right people, they could be. They could be ready. 23 is too young. Yes, for me. Dude, I'm 47. Going to be 48 at 23. If I were single right now, the youngest I'd go at this age is probably 30. Honest to God. I don't care if you're the most gorgeous person under 30. Unless you have the commonalities with me, including me doing this, it won't work. I think even the Giants girl, she's cute, but I think she's under 30 too. So there's a girl on Instagram. She calls herself New York Giants football or New York Giants girl. I follow her. She's interesting, but like I said, and she's pretty actually smart with things she talks about, but she's way too young. I couldn't even think about it. When my stepdaughter is 22, no, she just turned 23. Yeah, she just turned 23. So yeah, 23 is too young if my stepdaughter just turned 23. Okay. Cameron Sutton suspended 8 games under NFL. Who's that? Oh, that's a Saint. A Saint or a Steeler? Oh no, that's a Steeler. Are the Bengals a Super Bowl contender? That was all over ESPN from this morning all the way till this afternoon. 49ers, Tashawn Gibson Jr. accepts suspension in 13th season. Cowboys, free agency. Patriots, Saints, Vikings, Jaguars, Broncos, Cowboys. I'm looking, dude. Texans, Cowboys, Bears. Why is Georgia on here? Freaking Georgia. On an NFL football, it says why Giants fans should be excited about prospect of landing Carson Beck. Okay, let's go through 2024 before we worry about 2025. I mean, my God, I want to punch some of these guys. Like, dude, we haven't even got to camp yet. Can we get to there? Patriots, Bills. Oh, here we go. Falcons. Okay, I have your Falcons from ESPN. It's from 8 days ago, though. So, see, there's not much going on if it's 8 days ago. Kirk Cousins improves Falcons QB room. Rest of offense. Is that really a story? I don't think it's a story you want to hear. It's not a story I want to read. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so Wimbledon. I think I might be done with that. Let's see. Carlos Alcaraz takes care of Tommy Paul in 4 sets. Medvedev. I said it right. Puts Sinner away to advance to the semifinals. Donna Vekic rallies back to get to the semis. I don't know that dude. Coco Gauff out of the Wimbledon. Who's going to win yet? So, and then this was a big story today. How will Novak how am I screwing this guy's name up? Djokovic, yes. How will Novak Djokovic fare in week 2 of Wimbledon? Well, he yelled at some people that were booing him today, and he was getting joked about on pardon the interruption today Yeah, the Joker is a bit of a, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Crybaby, I guess is the right word. He was facing a guy that they were saying his name and it sounded like boo. So I get, if he doesn't like to be booed, why you got to toughen yourself up. You really do. And again with Alcaraz, I wouldn't be here without Andy Murray's legacy at Wimbledon. What does the next generation of men's tennis look like? Apparently, it's hairy. Okay, it's a bunch of hairy men. All right, so that's the tennis I'll talk about. All right, now this is interesting. Let me go to home on this. Okay, this next two things are very interesting. Remember the names I tell you; they will be in our future. University of Georgia's newest football recruit is unique for two reasons. Remember the name Jazari Jackson. Two things. One, he's a former hoops prospect who just turned down a G League and overseas offer. So he's a basketball player. Here's the other one, which makes him very unique for football. He's 6'11 and 340 pounds. He's 20 years old. He plays for Georgia. Saw this on Bleacher Report. He's played basketball at Overtime Elite for the last 3 years, and he's played AAU with Bronny James before that. In May, he declared for the NBA draft, which listed him at 7 feet tall, but he's probably not. But he went undrafted, curiously. So he got invited to FSU's camp in June, which opened its recruitment, which led him to Georgia as an offensive tackle. And if you're wondering, it says here there's only been one 6'11 plus NFL player ever. So let's see if I can put the picture up. There you go. That's him. The video, if you look at the video on Bleacher Report, he's 6'11". He dominated that guy. Now, he's probably no big. The kid's no bigger than whatever. But that's a name to watch out for. Jazari Jackson. Hello, honey. How are? Okay. Anyway, so the next guy, I'm gonna say. Remember another name for the future, and you might have already seen it if you've been watching anything at ESPN or Fox Sports. His name is Cooper Flagg. Here's why. Team USA raves over Cooper Flagg, 17-year-old standout at Olympic training camp. Okay. Cooper Flagg is leaving Las Vegas as the talk of the non-concluded Team USA training camp. Flagg, 17 years old, an incoming freshman at Duke, and an early favorite as the number one pick of the 2025 NBA draft, is not on the team headed for Paris, but for a possible fifth gold medal. But he was the best player on a select team and one of the most consistent players on the court during 3 scrimmages over the last 3 days against the national team of stars. That's impressive. And this is what the kid looks like. I mean, he's hugging LeBron James there. He's going to be a true freshman. He's going to play, and he's probably going to leave. Comments. It's on Bleacher. This is, well, what's on Bleacher Report is the Georgia one. The Georgia kid, the 6'11 Georgia offensive tackle. That's on Bleacher Report. This is on, can't even tell. It's so small. Let's see. The Pulse newsletter. So I must have got an email on this one too from something called the Pulse. So let's see. Cooper Flagg was unbelievable according to Jim Boylan, assistant coach for both the select team and the Indiana Pacers. He's not scared. And that's what everybody kept saying, from LeBron James to Paul George to whoever else was there. This kid wasn't scared of anybody. And it doesn't tell me what his size is, but I think he's 6'9". Let's see. Even Devin Booker says he wants it. You see how bad he wants it. Okay? And that was just a sampling. A final points tally of Flagg was not immediately available, but its U.S. coaches and executives estimated Flag scored between 14 and 17 points in a narrow 74-73 loss to the Team USA. So whoever they played almost lost to this kid. Okay. I might have to save this somewhere on anything. This from start today. I consider you a good source of info. Thank you for what you do. I love that, dude. I appreciate that. I really do. I love that. So, okay, here we go. Flag is a 6'9" forward. Is the first college player to participate in Team USA training since Marcus Smart and Doug McDermott in 2013. He's also not the first select team player to disrupt a U.S. training camp by shining as brightly as the team stars. For instance, last year, Cade Cunningham drew similar reviews. And Cade Cunningham, that dude, he's good. He's really. Oh, we're still losing. Oh no! Oh, tell me. We lost.
We lost.
Ah, oh, damn it. Damn Yankees. Beth is reporting the Yankees lost 5-3. Oh well, it is what it is. I'll get into my Yankee rants probably next week. Let's see. It looks like we're almost done. It's a little over an hour and a half. Okay, let's run through it. SBs are this week, this Thursday. It's actually I just found out who's hosting. Serena Williams. This ought to be interesting.
It was Venus.
No, it's Serena. Bad reporting by Beth. She thought it was Venus Williams. Nope, it's Serena Williams. Anyway, so that's at the Dolby Theater, like I said before, last week, and that will be on at 8 o'clock or 8 o'clock on ABC, if I'm correct. I don't think ESPN's showing the same thing. I'll talk about this next week and the week after because then we'll be getting close to it. The Summer Olympics, we'll talk about that more down the road. Comment, I guess it's going to be about Beth this time. Let's see. Keep cool, Mr. Chazz. I'm always cool.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure if you heard Beth. She said, yeah, right. Anywho. All right. Little music news. Dua Lipa and Halsey joined the 2024 iHeart Music Festival. Oh, I won't be going to that, but I'm going to love watching that. That's for sure. Love me some Dua Lipa. Is that whiskey you're drinking? No, that's not. It's iced tea.
Whiskey.
I can't drink that and do this. That didn't happen. You just got Beth laughing. She knows I don't drink during the work week. It's just not my thing. All right, so this happened this week. Another ShopRite in New Jersey sold a $1.9 million ticket. If you live in the area of Belmar, you might have that $1.9 million ticket. I think that was Monday or last Friday. Go figure. Monmouth County Fair, like I said, talked about that earlier. That's in 2 weeks, so that'll be a big thing if you live in that area. Something I used to go to almost every year. Hopefully this year, maybe, if I can convince the wife. Let's see. Also, this is getting closer. Prime Day, July 16th and 17th. Why I promote the place I used to work, I don't know. I just feel I need to. Maybe they'll give me some money and I will have to promote them. That would be great. Anyway, next. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're down to the bottom of everything. Chazz is 2024-25 NFL confidence pool. Email will be in 20 days. So 20 days, this confidence pool is going to be done. Or email is going to be in. Another comment. What's the last numbers for that ticket? Yeah, I don't know, dude. When I read the email, they didn't give the numbers for that. I have no idea. Anyway, so that's the email, chazzroyalty@gmail.com. If you're watching and you weren't in last year, we'll have all the information for that in that email coming up on July 29th. I'm hoping to have 50. Last year I had 38. If we can get to 50, that's more money to divvy out, more places for weekly and yearly. All right, so that's that. I'm not doing any birthday shout outs. I didn't check on that. That wasn't the thing for me to do today. So if you want to get in the conversation, DJ couldn't make it today for whatever reason. Even though I messaged him yesterday. He said, just remind me. And I did, and he didn't do it. It is what it is. Jay, if you watch this, you were thought about. If you want to be in the conversation, contact me, chazzroyalty@gmail.com. I'm willing to talk to whatever you want to talk about. You just got to let me know ahead of time. Okay? And next week, July 16th at 8 p.m., remember, it's during the All Star Game. So you have the All Star Game and you have me. Your choice. So, on that note, look at that. Just over an hour and a half. Have a good week, guys. Whoever was on, if that was my kid. I don't know. I see two viewers. Doesn't say who besides Start Today. But I do appreciate you viewing the whole time. And we'll talk next week. Have a good week, guys. Adios.